Welcome back to Championship Court. Jill Braverman returning home. Braverman from the Newport Beach area, partnering with Rob Nunnery for this mixed doubles tournament. And Chad, you mentioned it, Braverman not going to let Nunnery lay down, but Braverman has that ability to really bring out the best in her partners.
Yeah, and Braverman plays the best when she's vocal and she's fired up. So it kind of she has that ability to pick up the intensity in her partners as well. They don't play slow. They don't play quiet. So yeah, look for a little bit of noise out there on the court, especially coming from Jill Braverman.
Braverman is one of those players that you can hear all across the courts here at the Tennis and Pickleball Club at Newport Beach. And Braverman and Nunnery will be taking on Kyle Koszuta and Nicole Eugenio. Koszuta also one of those players that the last time we were here in Newport Beach in July made a nice run in the men's doubles.
Yeah, and Kyle Koszuta, he comes out, he's very tricky. He will play active, play fast, try and get you out of sorts. So look for Koszuta to insert himself in the middle right there. But what the advantage, I think, for Koszuta and Eugenio is Eugenio's left-handed. So she's got that forehand in the middle. Look for her to be aggressive in the middle when she does get an opportunity.
Yeah, I watched them play a little bit this morning. Eugenio using that forehand flick quite well. And, of course, you've got Nunnery over there with the mixer.
We are set to play. Braverman to serve first. Missed third, side out.
So back to side out scoring here, as we had all day yesterday was rally scoring and singles, the men's and women's side.
First to 11 win by 2. Koszuta right on the money.
That's a super heavy drive from Eugenio. Look for her to take advantage of that. She kept that nice and low, and then Koszuta crashed beautifully.
Nunnery just long, but already Eugenio inserting that power off of the right side.
Yeah, and she's not going to be afraid to speed up a ball, especially one that sits up a little bit. She'll stay in that hands battle.
Oh, that's a big put away from Koszuta.
And there's Koszuta doing what he does best, right? On that drop shot, he came all the way over in front of Eugenio, took that, pulled the trigger, and started some chaos.
Quick 3-0 lead as Nunnery heads to the towel. Right now, Braverman and Nunnery with no answers for Koszuta and Eugenio. What's impressed you the most about the way that they've come out?
Well, no, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Jay.
I was going to say that every time that we've seen Koszuta out, he looks for that counter. Nice move there.
Nice pickup. Oh.
Ooh.
Longest rally of the match so far, just wide. What a point.
Like you're talking about, Dom, Kosuta's going to step in, he's going to impose himself, but a lot of the times he's not going to start it. He's going to be the one that's looking for the counter, and he stays very compact for those counters.
So second serve, still 4-0-2. Return floats just long. So the run continues for the unseeded duo of Koszuta and Eugenio. That's a nice drive there from Braverman with a little stare down at the end.
Yeah, again, but not time for that right now when you're down by 5. You better do something else out of that and get on some board here.
Koszuta playing 95% of the court, gets Nunnery on his heels.
Well, even though he's moving a lot there, the footwork is very good there from Koszuta, and he doesn't get overextended. He stays nice and controlled, doesn't try to overhit when he is almost at full extension.
Missed third there from Braverman, so the top seed's not able to cut into the deficit as Koszuta and Eugenio get back on serve. Oh, the step across was ridiculous.
I like the speed up there initially from both Koszuta and Eugenio. Again, they're playing more or less third shot drive, and then let's crash and see what we can get. I like the aggressive play.
Missed return as Eugenio and Koszuta run out to a 7-point lead. Guys, how much longer are you letting this go before you call a timeout?
2 points ago.
Second serve coming. Oh, what a pickup.
Nice pick.
Oh.
The easiest one right there. Koszuta misses. The ball that was just sitting there. Everything else.
Well, I think
Good
he wasn't expecting it to be that easy. He was a little off balance after the forehand, but it was coming back. Thought it was going to go wider.
Nunnery leaves it short. So the top seeds still have yet to get on the board here in our first game of the mixed doubles quarterfinals here at the LAPP Newport Beach Open.
What the?
Whoa.
What was that?
I
mean,
thought
that
he
was
Inside out, half overhead.
Well,
punch.
I mean, it was almost a tomahawk right there. I thought he was going to hit a full overhead, and yeah, he just dropped it down in front of him and
pushed it.
Those are the type of plays you can get away with when you're up 7 points, playing with house money. A 5-hole winner for Braverman.
Yeah, again, good volley initially from Nunnery, and you had Koszuta coming up through the transition area, pops that next one up.
yeah, it's
Can't
a
leave
good
that ball
spot.
elevated there.
Well, that's a really good spot there from Eugenio as well, going down the line behind Nunnery as he's coming forward. Wow.
Koszuta is out of his mind right now.
Just great hands again, and you watch him stay nice, short, and sweet. He doesn't get big, and he's just punching that ball down and creating.
Well, inside out forehand, and just like that, game point for Koszuta and Eugenio.
Wow, nice little punch right there from Koszuta again. Same thing, short and sweet, don't get too big, hit your spot.
Eugenio can't make the pickup, so Braverman and Nunnery still in this first game, but with significant work to do.
I don't know how that stayed in.
I don't think Nunnery knows either. Second serve.
Eugenio just trying to do a little too much there on that forehand volley.
So Nunnery and Braverman on the board.
Wow.
The power of Koszuta just driving Braverman back.
It's just pressure. It's just a heavy ball, too. And, again, you're just seeing Braverman and Nunnery not able to get to the kitchen line at all.
It's not often you see either of them pinned at the baseline. Braverman steps across, but it sets up Koszuta. One-way traffic here on championship court as Koszuta and Eugenio take game one 11-1. They've got the top seeds on the rope as we take our Tervis hydration break and welcome you back into the booth, fellas. We talked about in mixed doubles, new partnerships, anything can happen. Dom, you said the field's wide open. No better example than this.
No, not at all. I mean, and exactly what Koszuta and Eugenio needed to do, they did. They came out, they put pressure on. Again, you're talking about house money. That's exactly what they're doing. They're like, we're going to come out, grip and rip, and do what got us here. And it's exactly what they've done. And it's put really Nunnery and Braverman on their heels. We only saw one mixer from Nunnery in that first game, and that's his bread and butter.
And it was right into the body of Koszuta, who's looking for that counter. So if Nunnery and Braverman are going to do something here in Game 2, I think they have to come out and be the more aggressive team, take a few chances, but then can't go into the body of either Koszuta or Eugenio.
When you have such a lopsided game, is it more about what Koszuta and Eugenio did, or is it more about what Braverman and Nunnery didn't do?
Right now, it's be a goldfish, right? We talk about that all the time, too. Let it go. That first game, it's done. It's over with. You can't do anything about it. Come out and try and execute your game plan. Nunnery and Braverman had a game plan. Get out there, run it, and then see what happens.
Well, Braverman and Nunnery, the top seeds, down a game. Game 2 is coming up next. You're watching the Newport Beach Open.
The BioFreeze USA Pickleball National Championships, November 10th through the 17th in Mesa, Arizona. Designed for pickleball's best, amateurs and pros alike. 14 tournaments, 14 opportunities. Find your golden ticket tournament. Earn your title.
Well, welcome back to Championship Court. Kyle Koszuta and Nicole Eugenio taking Game 1, 11-1 in dominating fashion. There was never an opportunity where it felt like they were not in control of the first game.
No, they did a great job, again, putting Nunnery and Braverman on their heels to see if they can pick that same intensity up here in the Game 2. Brand new game, 0-0.
Koszuta steps across into the net. Already a better start for Nunnery and Braverman.
Well, Nunnery got that ball down, right? He didn't leave that up and float it so Koszuta can come over and do anything with it. Got it down, good start.
Oh, nice.
What a...
Ooh.
And so Koszuta asking for the call. The referee confirms. Eugenio pushes it wide, and Braverman, we talked about the stare down in Game 1, and you said it wasn't time for that, but Braverman is a player that thrives on her emotions, trying to get herself pumped up here.
Now she is.
Yep.
Now it's warranted, right? Now you start doing it because now you went and lost 11-1 in Game 1. Now you come out hot in Game number 2, up 3-0. That's the last thing that Koszuta and Eugenio want is a fired-up Joe Braverman.
Oh, wrong spot.
Little off-speed action there from Koszuta.
Well, I mean, that's the right speed up for Nunnery, and Braverman and Nunnery putting the pressure on right now, but Nunnery tries to go cross-court with that speed up, ends up getting Braverman burnt.
Big swing from Eugenio, but it clips the tape. A 4-point run to start for the top seeds. Oh, Nunnery had it.
Yeah, Nunnery read that. Had a pretty wide open court right here, too. Yeah, tries to go back cross court where Koszuta was and just catches it a little late.
Good step across there from Nunnery, and the palpable change of momentum here, you can feel it.
Well, yeah, again, forget it. Game 1's over. Nothing we can do about it now. Step in, brand new game. That's exactly what Nunnery and Braverman have done.
Braverman can't make the pickup. Point.
I know that ball's up for Braverman, but I'd rather not her pull that trigger right there because it's what Koszuta wants. I'd rather her go hard cross court to Eugenio.
Yeah, I just went
Just
a little
wide.
too much there for Koszuta. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like we've talked about, Koszuta is looking for the counter. If Braverman is going to speed that one up, be a little bit more aggressive roll out wide, pull Eugenio off the court.
More active hands, active feet from Kyle Koszuta.
I mean, just a hair too low for Nunnery to do that right there. I know he can do that from a lower position, but that was just a little too low.
Forehand roll from Nunnery, so smooth.
Well, there's the mixer right there. You see the paddle head drop straight down, tip pointing to the ground, and then he can go in any direction he wants from that ball.
Good pick. Inside out overhead winner. This is an entirely different game.
Well, yeah, 100%. Again, watch this speed up from Nunnery. Great roll. And again, though, that ball's going out, but the key is he goes right at Kozuta's body. Kyle can't get out of the way. There's nothing he can do other than block that. Blocks it up, and Nunnery's got that winner.
Timeout taken by Koszuta and Eugenio as Braverman and Nunnery up 6-1-2 here in game number 2. What's been the biggest difference that you all have noticed on both sides of the net?
Well, definitely the intensity level coming out for Braverman and Nunnery here in game 2. They came out with a little bit more pep in their step. They were the aggressors, where in game 1 it was Koszuta and Eugenio that were coming out and putting the pressure on. So, you know, a lot of the times we'll see in mix that back and forth of who is the more aggressive team, who chooses the right balls to speed up, who really puts themselves in a situation to increase that intensity level. And right now it's definitely Braverman and Nunnery, and obviously Braverman's been a lot more vocal here in game 2 compared to game 1.
Eugenio and Koszuta took game 1 11-1. Different feel, more intensity from the top seeds here in game number 2. We're getting a little clarification on the score coming back out of the timeout as it will be Nunnery on serve. Missed third from Braverman, so that's a good point out of the timeout.
Yeah, ball got on her quick, and she got jammed up just enough. Couldn't extend her arms.
Nice step across from Koszuta. Nunnery was there, just pulled it in the net.
Well, and again, it's a good drive from Eugenio as well to start that off. Kosuta's going to come forward and take the chance. Yeah, I think that's going to be the key there for Braverman and Nunnery as well, is to kind of isolate Eugenio a little bit in the softer part of the game.
Catches the tape from Koszuta, so side out, able to get one back. Oh, and you can see Braverman turning and looking to Nunnery, asking if that was out.
And it was going to be.
By a decent margin.
Nunnery just gives a little nod of the head, yes.
Nunnery's usually pretty vocal about out balls.
You like an honest partner.
Yeah.
Oh, Braverman steps across, but it leaves Nunnery vulnerable.
Well, I don't mind that move from Braverman. This is a good move, right? Ball gets floated.
Just has to be a better spot.
Yeah, she just goes right to the wheelhouse of Eugenio. If she can go right at her body right there, it's a good shot.
Nunnery tried to make the pickup. That's a good spot from Koszuta. 6-1.
I'm just trying to
A little inside-out forehand action.
I'm trying to figure out how it's a 1 with Eugenio serving because they came in at 1. I think that was a score mix-up right there.
I think you're right. I'm sitting here. I'm mathing. Not well, but...
Yeah,
well, usually when you look at me and say that there's a mistake, I figured I've written something down incorrectly.
Good adjustment there from Nunnery off the tape right there. He made that look pretty easy, and that is not. It's very difficult when you're expecting. It's like a hitter expecting fastball, and all of a sudden you get a changeup, and now you got to make an adjustment.
Sit on fast, adjust to the slow. Koszuta can't believe he missed it.
Well, but Koszuta tries to go a little bit cross-court there. He tries to take that ball back and go at Braverman. Ends up pulling across the body with that reach.
Another forehand error, and immediately Koszuta calls a timeout.
Before the ball even hit the net, Koszuta was calling timeout. He knows that's a gimme right there. Not a gimme, but a ball that he will make 99% of the time, and he goes into the net. But right there, that's pressure now coming from Braverman and Nunnery. They're making you try to hit the perfect ball. Instead, in Game 1, everything was flowing free and easy. You win 11-1. Everything was in. The ball's a beach ball. Now, all of a sudden, they've taken a lead, that being Braverman and Nunnery at 8-4. They've doubled them up. Now, all of a sudden, you get a little tense. You get a little tight. And now you're sitting there going, we were in control. Now, all of a sudden, we lose Game 2. Now goes to Game 3. I think edge goes to Braverman and Nunnery because you have two veterans who have been here on championship court before. They know what it takes to win out here. So a little tight there from Koszuta on that little drop.
As a player, how do you play through that tightness that need to be perfect?
Just hit your way out of it. In reality, I mean, Kosuta's trying to be a little bit fine there. He was in Game 1. He was aggressive. He was challenging the hands of Braverman and Nunnery, and right there he tries to hit balls that aren't going to come back rather than hitting that ball that's going to challenge the hands, and then you get that next ball coming back and you can put yourself in a better position.
Back to play the top seeds, Braverman and Nunnery, trying to even this quarterfinal matchup at 1 game apiece. Koszuta and Eugenio ran away with Game 1 11-1. They were up by 10 before Braverman and Nunnery even got on the board.
Mixer at the body. And it's tough because even if you're on it, because it's got so much spin, it's tough to just reset that and get that in.
All right, 5-point lead for the top seeds. Oh, what a get.
Oh, wow.
Got the first, couldn't get the second, but you can't fault the effort.
No. The first one, excellent get right there. The issue is that because Nunnery's so far extended, it's Braverman just hovering in the middle of the court.
Another Koszuta forehand finds the net, and it's game point for Braverman and Nunnery.
Wow.
Game 2 goes the way of the top seeds. We will go to 3 here on Championship Court. It's the ALAPP Newport Beach Open.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
At Typical Insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the third health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I finally feel in control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
At The Botanist, we always look further, seeing potential where others may not. We sustainably hand forage 22 Isla Botanicals to make a beautifully balanced gin, capturing the essence of our Scottish island home, consciously crafted by our community to be enjoyed by yours. Look further.
Welcome back, fans filling in here at the Tennis and Pickleball Club at Newport Beach on Championship Court. Our first quarterfinal of mixed doubles will go the distance. Game 3 underway. Just wide.
For me, the first 4 or 5 points are really going to be telling on how this third game is going to go. Who can take control early here?
Koszuta gets them on the board first.
Well, and see right there with those counters, he doesn't think about trying to go to an open court or create an angle. Just stay short and compact, go straight back through the ball, and is ready for that next one. Yeah.
Ooh. That was closer than it looked coming off the paddle.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be well out, but it was very close.
So the referee has overturned the call of out on the court.
It did look like it caught the line there as it blew down.
From our perspective, I would agree with you, but once again, don't trust what I have to say when it comes to lines. So the call stands. The point goes to Koszuta and Eugenio.
Now let's see how all 4 players react after this call. The last thing I want to do is see Braverman and Nunnery come out flustered and just trying to rip through everything uncontrolled.
Eugenio can't make the pickup. Second serve coming. I marked that point as well, Dom, because those are the points that are an inflection point. Nunnery puts it just long.
Yeah, another good step over there from Koszuta. You see him move early, holds his position. Nunnery tries to go back behind him, just pushes it deep. Ooh.
Now Braverman pulls it wide, and the first 4 points, rather, Dom, go the way of Koszuta and Eugenio.
Yeah, again, they've back under control here on this side. We'll change ends at 6 in the third game.
Yeah, that one just a little too far for Koszuta to try to get to.
But Dom, you said the first few points were going to be telling. Finally, Nunnery puts it away, but what have the first 5 points told you?
Well, right now you have Eugenio and Koszuta controlling points, and they're doing it in a different way, though. They're drop-shotting right now and getting to the kitchen line and then creating some havoc. In game number 1, it was all drive on the third and then creating havoc off that, so they've changed it up just a little.
Oh. How many times can Koszuta find the lines?
But again, it's a little bit of a miss hit, but
he'll take it.
Toward the end of the paddle, it just drops down. Yeah, if he hits that cleanly, that's about a foot out.
That time, the drive from Nunnery pays dividends.
Well, it's a good spot because Kosuta's getting big in the middle, right? So instead of driving through the middle, Nunnery goes opposite hip. So he goes to his left side, left hip, and gets Koszuta pinching middle just enough.
Placement over power. Koszuta going right at the feet of Braverman and earns the side out.
Yeah, it was a good two-hander there from Eugenio to get that one all started.
And Eugenio knew she left it short.
Yeah, I think she expected Koszuta to come over and take that ball. She was caught off guard a little bit when he let it go.
Sometimes we are like the same. Like, it doesn't matter if I say it or you say it. We're going to say the same thing.
I'm just going to get you ventriloquist dummy so only one of you can show up and the other one just uses as a puppet.
Right.
How about that hands battle?
Wow, great job there from Nunnery and Braverman to continue to put the pressure on. I liked Eugenio trying to go left hip, right hip of Nunnery, but Nunnery was all over it.
Back within one.
And again, Koszuta just trying to do a little too much. He has got caught a couple of times where, he's over-moving, trying to overextend.
Three, 4-1 here in game number 3 between Braverman and Nunnery and Koszuta and Eugenio. Oh, good get.
That's so
That's
funky.
dirty.
So weird.
So funky, though.
Brings up second serve.
That's incorporating backyard pickleball into your game on championship court is what that is.
Listen, pull out the big guns on the big stage. Into the hip of Koszuta. It sails long. We are tied at 4.
Great hands here from Braverman. Again, I like the speed up. Eugenio left it a little too high. Braverman goes right at Koszuta.
So ball on the sideline called out after Nunnery asked for confirmation from the referees.
Oh.
So the call stands. It's a side out. Koszuta and Eugenio will be on serve at 4-all.
Can cut the tension.
I know.
Yep.
I'm trying to hear what they're chatting
I know.
about.
That's what I was doing too.
Koszuta puts it away.
Good job and good control from Koszuta. He doesn't overhit this. He hit his spots well. Good point construction.
Oh, nice hands. All 4 right there. And it's actually A little bit of a change of pace there from Braverman. See Eugenio catch that one just a little flat.
5-4-2.
Ooh.
Two-handed backhand roll. Got a bit elevated, but the point goes to Koszuta and Eugenio at the end change.
That ball's going out.
It's going out, absolutely, but it's a good spot right there. Braverman does have a tendency to hit a lot of those elevated balls. So
Braverman, one of the taller female players on tour, so a little bit of a larger target in terms of being able to elevate that ball. All right. Thoughts at the end change, fellas?
I mean, it's almost as close as you can get it on the end change. 6-4, Koszuta and Eugenio in the lead. I mean, my biggest thing right now is you're seeing Koszuta and Eugenio take the lead in this third game, playing a little bit different from game one. They're playing a little slower and then speeding up. I'm going to look for Nunnery to pull the trigger a little bit more here in the second half of this game. See if he can create off of that. We'll see if Jill can jump in and kind of finish some stuff off of the Nunnery speed up.
You'd mentioned the point construction over the last few points after those calls that Braverman and Nunnery felt went against them. But how important is it to also have control in the way that you play, Chad?
Well, the couple of times where Koszuta and Eugenio have got in trouble, it's been Koszuta trying to do a little bit too much. And on the flip side with Braverman and Nunnery, Nunnery likes to use that speed up. He likes to use that mixer, but again, it comes down to right spot, right speed up. So I think right now, both Koszuta and Nunnery they need to be aggressive, but they need to be a controlled aggression where they're not trying to do too much. They're choosing the right balls for it both.
Out of the end change, earns the side out, so Braverman and Nunnery get back on serve.
Oh. Oh, stepped on a foot. Braverman doesn't move right here. You see Nunnery comes up. That was a very awkward Ernie right there, but Nunnery tried to come over. Braverman didn't slide, and he ended up stepping on a foot.
Eugenio tried to cut it too fine, and Braverman and Nunnery once again within one.
Well, up until this point, I don't think Eugenio's been tested enough.
Especially in the dink.
Yeah, Braverman and Nunnery have allowed Koszuta to take a lot of the balls.
Just like that.
Well, and two for me, if Eugenio is going to continue to go cross-court with Jill Braverman, she's got to put that second hand on. If she puts that one hand on, she's going cross-court. There's really nothing to it. It's a dead dink.
Yeah, not
back.
a whole lot of pressure.
And so I'd like to see her put that second hand on and really put pressure on with the two-handed backhand.
Braverman misses the backhand, so the lead is back out to 2.
Like the timeout here from Nunnery. He says, walking back and talking to Braverman going, hey, we're going to stop it right here, not give them anything else. Don't want them to go on a run.
So we've had 3 distinctly different games. Game number 1 was one-way traffic for Koszuta and Eugenio. Game number 2, a little bit closer, but still dominated from start to finish by Braverman and Nunnery. This one started off with a little bit of run, but then it's been nip and tuck all the way. What is this going to come down to?
Execution.
I was going to say errors, so yeah.
So
the same thing.
Right, just execute. Koszuta and Eugenio and have their game plan. Braverman and Nunnery have theirs. I think Koszuta and Eugenio have executed just enough to get them this 2-point lead. But again, like after the end change I said, I want to see Nunnery pull the trigger a little more, put some pressure on, and force Koszuta and Eugenio into some mistakes.
Would you tend to give the advantage to a team that's been on championship court, been on championship Sundays? Even if they haven't been there as a duo, you would give the advantage to Braverman and Nunnery.
Absolutely. And also somebody like Jill Braverman, who we've seen multiple times this year be down match points even and come back and win the match. Something's to be said about how tight you get when you get to that 10th point.
Right now, Koszuta and Eugenio just on 7. Easy put away for Koszuta off the backhand side.
Well, good defense from Nunnery and Braverman initially, but again, ball finally gets up high enough that Koszuta can drop that front shoulder and get the ball down.
Ooh.
There's that
one-hand backhand.
Yeah, there's that one-hander right there. She just gets a little loose with it, and she's loose with it on her dink, and then also on that little wrist flick. I'd just like to see her continue to put 2 hands on that and work from there.
Oh,
Koszuta. How did he stay out of the kitchen?
It was close. He was very close right there on that Ernie, but did stay out. Almost drugged that back heel through as he jumped.
Wasn't the most graceful of finishes.
Oh.
Eugenio goes into the body.
Nothing Braverman can do.
Nunnery says bounce as it was a bullet back into her body. Eugenio was sitting all over that forehand right there. Yes, it was definitely going to go wide, but...
That's self-preservation at that point.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
How about the roll from Braverman? Just clips the back line.
That's so good. Good control here, and you think that someone's going to hit that long, hit that, with too much power, but she controls it perfectly, rolls it, keeps that in.
Missed third, and Braverman and Nunnery get back on serve.
Well, that's the ball Eugenio wants right there, especially with Braverman uncoiling out of the stack.
I hate to say it right now. If I'm Koszuta and Eugenio, I would have called a timeout after those 2 points. You had Nunnery and Braverman fired up, ready to play these next couple points. It works out. But, again.
Oh, Braverman just tried to do a little too much there. Stepping over. Put herself in a bad position in reality.
Nunnery not quite able to get in. Here does come the timeout, Dom, after Koszuta and Eugenio not able to score on consecutive service sides.
So, offensive timeout here from Eugenio and Koszuta. And, again, I like that one, too. They held 2, now within 3, need 3 points. See what they can do here.
When you get to this stage, as you get closer to that 11, how do you mentally go about point by point?
Well, you just have to come out and play it like what got you there. If you start thinking about, hey, I'm only 3 points away, or, we'll take it 1 point at a time. Yes, it's a good mindset to say, hey, we're going to take it 1 point at a time. But if you try and really change up what got you there, that's when you're going to get stuck. Right now, you have to. Yes, we're 3 points away. We're gonna play loose. We're gonna do what we did to get there, but we're not going to take any unnecessary risks at the same time.
A lot easier said than done from where we sit versus where the players are.
Yeah,
we can cut things up as much as we want in here, but again, the players got to execute. We see things from a different perspective, from a different eye, and that's why Chad and I, coaching a lot, we get to see that, and we see this a lot, and we enjoy seeing this and dissecting the game, and that's why we talk about at the pickleball at this level, at the highest level, it's a chess match, right? You have to think 1, 2, 3 shots ahead. And the teams that do think 1, 2, 3 shots ahead are the teams that are going to come out on top. Now, with this timeout, I think Braverman and Nunnery need to use it to their advantage. Okay, we just didn't score there. What do we need to do to get ball back in hand here?
Well, the difficulty right now, too, is it's either you can do one or two things. You can get too excited and try to do too much.
Yep.
Yeah, we got a little referee confusion right here, but it is a side out. It is 8-5-1. You can get too excited and try to do too much, or you can get tight and not do enough.
Mm-hmm.
A very fine line separates the two. So after the timeout, 8-5-1. Big drive from Koszuta, sails long.
But it's hesitation right there. You just took an offensive timeout, and then you come in and you hesitate and get confused on what you had just discussed in the timeout.
I'd have liked Eugenio to take that drive. It was going right to her.
100%. So
and now she gets tight on that one.
To me, in reality, that was a wasted timeout, because if you did discuss your plan going into it, that was not the execution. Oh.
Misread by Braverman. Doesn't happen often.
That ball just died off of the paddle of Koszuta. Braverman thought it was going to come off a little bit firmer. So, some tightness on both sides right now in reality. Wow.
And it continues. Another missed third. Eugenio and Koszuta have now not scored in 3 service sides.
Yep.
This is there. And, guys, this is the problem with letting a good team hang around too long.
Well, you watch Koszuta right there. He steps with the right foot, left foot doesn't follow. It's tough right there up at the kitchen line. You almost, if you're moving to your right, you want to go left foot first to push off and give yourself that momentum. He got flat-footed. Don't like it. That drop shot, it's just, I'm sorry, I hate saying it, but it's a bad shot because you're bringing both the Nunnery and Braverman back up to the kitchen line. Braverman was inside the baseline on that drop. She's all over that.
Couldn't quite pick it up off of the crawl on the net cord. Oh, good get.
Angle.
Oh, bailed out. Braverman puts it into the net, side out.
Somebody hit an angle.
Nunnery and Braverman able to get one back.
Yeah, that was...
Good spot from Koszuta.
But that was the move right there. And this is what we should have seen out of the timeout on that middle ball, where Eugenio takes the drive and Koszuta goes up and applies the pressure.
And she'll lead back out to 3. Oh,
Yeah.
Great spot from Nunnery.
We're going to say inside out, right? So Nunnery sees Koszuta coming to the middle, goes inside out to the sideline. Koszuda's hung out to dry.
Well, Eugenio has to take that drive down the line rather than through the middle.
Braverman pushing Eugenio back. They get back on serve, trailing by 3.
Well, Nunnery's communication, it almost looks like he is intending on scaring his partner rather than...
But he leaves no question about whether or not he thinks the ball is out.
He does not.
Oh, the miss-hit overhead.
Take it. Off the edge.
Yeah, I mean
That's 3 edge guard balls from Koszuta.
But that made the ball slide through the court right there.
Missed third from Nunnery.
Came up, rushed it. All the above did Nunnery. He knows it too right there. It's an opportunity to take a good ball in transition and rip that.
Oh, Koszuta finds the feet, and they are 1 point away.
But that's all about the patience right there from Eugenio and Koszuta. I mean, excellent job there from Eugenio moving the ball around. Put a little bit more on some of those inside-out dinks back at Braverman. But then it was Nunnery that tried to pull that trigger from a low ball, and Koszuta just sat there and got on top of it.
The thing I noticed throughout that rally is you guys had mentioned the backhand from Eugenio going cross court to Braverman. A couple times she decided to go back down
and go
line.
back behind Nunnery.
And what she's also doing right now too is she's running around the forehand more to hit that forehand dink, which is putting a little more pressure on Braverman rather than her backhand like kind of cut, slice, dead dink.
The obvious answer is win the point, but if you're Braverman and Nunnery, how do you go about getting out of this situation here?
It's tough because you like to play aggressively, but you can't play overly aggressive because you got to keep the ball in here. So it's a mix of controlled aggression here. You can't not play your game, but you can't be too aggressive that you make a mistake.
Well, I think the first focus is
good return.
Good return, but also anticipate third shot drive. Don't get caught on a shake and bake right here. Anticipate it coming hard. If it goes soft, then you have time.
Good ball from Nunnery.
Surprised that Eugenio dropped that. Oh.
Misplayed off of the paddle, and Kyle Koszuta and Nicole Eugenio dispatch the top seeds, Jill Braverman and Rob Nunnery, in 3. We will hear from the duo when we come back here on Championship Court at the AL APP Newport Beach Open.
Less is more, unless it's less beer. Cat tire.
this city, flavor is a way of life. And every dish is a work of art. La Victoria, inspired by LA flavor since 1917.
Down go the top seeds in the quarterfinals in our Fulfill Raising the Bar moment of the tournament.
Yeah, Koszuta and Eugenio came out with a game plan. They played aggressive, little bit of indecision there at times from Nunnery and Braverman. But it's Eugenio and Koszuta moving on to the semifinals. They're courtside with Dominic Catalano with our post-match interview.
All right, Nicole, I'll start with you. Going up against the top seed, you take them down. You take game 1 handily. They take game 2 pretty handily. What was the discussion between games 2 and 3 to get back on track?
I just honestly had to make more balls and let Kyle play. Like, just be disciplined with my attacks. Not really. I just had to dink. Honestly, that's what I had to do and let Kyle do his thing. So, yeah.
All right, and Kyle, we know you like to be active. You like to play active like that and create chaos. What happened in game 2 to game 3 for you that kind of turned the page?
Well, in game 2, we sucked. But in game 3, Nicole just was like, hey, be a maniac, and I was telling her to drive. And I don't know how much time we have, but I was going through TSA pre-check on the way here, and they took my paddle out, and they had 3 TSA members looking at this paddle right here. And so I was like, they thought it was some type of weapon. And all I know is today it was a weapon, a good weapon.
Well, it might be a little suspicious going through TSA pre-check, but congratulations. You guys are on to the semifinals. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back here on Championship Court at the OWL APP Newport Beach Open.